Hello Internet, I'm Firebolt and welcome to Civilization Part 2. Last time we started off with Rome. Right now we're building another settler to make our next city, I guess. Probably along this coastline here. We met a few city-states and even a few civilizations. We met, I think, the Canadians. I don't know where the city is. Somewhere around here. I think we met the English, possibly the Koreans. I'll just open the diplomacy menu. And we also met Genghis Khan. How you doing, mate? Do you want to be friends? No. Yeah, I think the Canadians wanted to be friends with us. I keep saying Canadians because if you didn't see the last one, I'm sort of playing this at a G20 and the Iroquois are the best I could get for Canada, so meh. And the Mongolians are just there for fun because there's 20 seaters you're allowed and it's a G20, so meh. Growth in Rome is stagnant, which worries me because that means that I'm not going to improve my production for some time and I can only work these two tiles for maximum food at least. So unless I quickly bump up the production on one of these and then use that to build a granary, then it's kind of useless and my city will be starving by then, so no worries there. But hopefully when I build the new city I can start perhaps trading with them. I did take a bit of a risk in going for writing this early, but I want to get that science up. Also that opens up a lot of stuff to do with food too, which is very useful. Well, more later when you get fertilizer and stuff, but the trade routes will be useful for money and food because I need the food right now. Anyway, I've got a worker free here and I can only apparently construct a mine here because it's a hill, so you can't build a farm there, so why not do that? And it's not actually getting rid of food for my city because there's no one working that tile anyway, so it's just getting rid of the possibility for food unless I tear it down, and I can't rebuild a forest actually, I don't think. Yeah, I forgot where all the people actually are. That's the Mongolians right down in the south. Where were the English? I approached London at some point. The English are there. Where are the Canadians? I honestly haven't a clue. Perhaps up here. I did come across them somewhere, but I can't remember where their territory was. It was relatively near me. And the English are coming up here with warriors. I perhaps should be a bit worried about that, because they're not usually the nicest civ to deal with. Also, the influence of city-states is going to be weird because I didn't have any barbarians on. Just going to move forward across into the Arab Spring. I mean, warriors moving from jungle isn't the most efficient thing, but I need to explore the south without running into someone else's territory, so it's kind of necessary. And if you're seeing loads of weird grey bits on the map, it's because my computer's a bit crap. I don't know what these guys are actually doing, because they can't sail yet, I don't think. Who's up there? Spain. Okay, I'll run into them soon enough. Just seeing a tile owned by someone doesn't trigger the sort of meeting with their leader. I'll do a quick check on the leader to see if they're willing to be friends with me yet, because the Canadians, after a little while, wanted me to be. They don't want me. Sejong, he might. He's alright. No. But after you've asked for a declaration of friendship, it's gonna take a while for that to regenerate as an option. I could go up that way, but I want to explore the rest of this gulf here. So just run into Madrid there, say hello to Isabella. Oh yeah, I should possibly get onto the whole religion thing, because sometimes that can have some pretty good benefits. Actually, quite a few in food, so if I build a shrine, I could perhaps get some food ones, possibly based on the desert, because I'm in a fairly desert area, then get some extra food in, possibly, I don't know yet. Is there anything I can trade with you other than gold and peace? No, and that's kind of useless anyway. Probably not worth even trying to make a friendship with you yet. I'll do that when it's actually worth it. Just go up through the jungle, I guess. There are a lot of good resources down here though, especially a lot of sugar in that area around England, but they probably won't like me settling near them. Actually, it's terrible to settle next to, to be right next to England here, because they really like just owning an entire continent for some reason. They had a bit of a hissy fit in one of my previous games because they kind of owned Australia and Mongolia tried to come across them. Oh, the Zulus are here. I didn't even expect to come across a civilization just randomly in the middle of the jungle. Is there anything we can trade? Nope. I don't know if we have any luxury resources yet. Apparently not. I think marble's a luxury resource. Yeah, it is. Crabs are also a luxury resource, but we haven't got fishing boats yet because we haven't researched sailing because we're trying to get writing up, but that's generally good for science. I'll keep going this way just to sort of complete the area. Oh, we've created food production for Rome by clearing a forest, which has sped along that settler progress a bit, because that could have been potentially a lumber mill if we had gotten a bit further. Ooh, We have cultural policy now. I believe this is our first one because we've gotten enough culture for our first social policy. I tend to go for liberty because piety, I generally don't focus on religion, although sometimes I'll do it. Military is just a lot of effort, really. And tradition is a lot to do with just expanding a couple of cities, especially your capital, but I'd rather expand a lot, and a lot of the stuff here is very useful for production. This, I suppose it is kind of useful for production, but generally as a sort of actual social idea, the sort of thing of liberty is better than tradition in my eyes. You want to adopt the social policy? Yes, I do. What did that actually get me? One culture in every city, and also unlocks building pyramids, which is very useful. What did they do again? 2 free workers, and construction speed on tile improvements has increased massively, which you don't really realise initially, but it is worth it. Although I will definitely want to get that great library as soon as possible, which is why I'm going for the rating. That's Shaka's territory. Go south, I guess. Oh, public declaration from the Iroquois. And did I even meet Japan? Oh, apparently I've just met Japan and they've declared something to me. I wouldn't exactly call myself a warlord, but thanks, I guess. But they're protecting... Oh, I guess Japan's down this way. They're protecting Quebec City, Japan, and Iroquois protecting Sophia. I think they're generally quite friendly people, so they're trying to protect everyone. We got a band of warriors up here. I'm slightly worried about the safety of Rome. Zulus and English aren't typically nice. Hopefully they're just passing by doing a bit of exploration without scouts. You should be worried though when they bring an entire invasion force up there and pretend it's for exploration. Which actually in my first game I was doing really well. I had like 5 or 6 cities up and running and like head of the game. Greece was doing quite well and getting like domination or something, but I was doing quite well. Oh, these are by the biggest sticks, well, pointed sticks, so best militaries. I'm 11th in the world on military apparently. How are there people worse on military than me? I think the scouts can attack, so maybe that counts towards something. Okay, so where's Tokyo then, if Japan are up that way? Maybe it's in this area that I missed, or maybe they came round there from Asia anyway. Because this is looking at quite a cramped map with the... well, not cramped, but it's looking quite busy around this area, so I may have to fight for space. Because you don't want to really settle your cities too close to one another, otherwise they'll just compete for resources too much. You know, you want to get the widest spread of area, but then if you connect them like directly through the borders, for one, that looks nice, and for 2, it just gives you an immediate city connection as far as I know, so you don't have to build a road between them. Meeting a fair few people though. Perhaps we'll start to make friends soon enough. Haven't gotten any city-state quests yet. Usually it's sort of to get rid of barbarians. Since there are none, perhaps there'll be no way to actually get influence from them. Perhaps I've broken city-states by turning off barbarians. Although I think sometimes they ask you to invade others or tell other civs to piss off. Or to sort of, I guess, gift them military units sometimes to defend themselves.
We have no combat units defending our territory.
But it's not really necessary. Unless they plan to make a 1-unit invasion of my place. For some reason, my city isn't starving anymore. Why is that? Was the settler taking up food? I have no idea. Are they working an extra thing? Where is this extra food coming from? I guess I'm getting extra citizens anyway, so that starvation problem might be not as bad as I expected. Anyway, I have a new production here. People are recommending that I'm building a scout, but I have one to explore anyway, and since the food isn't so much of an issue anymore, although I should probably keep an eye on it, but you know, whatever. I'll go for a shrine to start on that faith path just ahead of time. You can only, there's only able to be, I think, 7 religions in the world at any one time. You'll need to get there relatively quickly if you want to make one. It's not like a massive rush, but a couple of people have already founded pantheons, so where am I going to settle my next city though? That's a good question. Games recommending around here, there's some wine here, might be useful, but generally the food's useless here. I want somewhere with hills, or at least a little bit of hills. Marble will get eventually through expansion. I don't know what else is down this way. I could perhaps get the incense at some point quicker through this if I started there. But the wheat for food is going to be a good idea. And I want extra production from the hills perhaps. So I think I'm going to probably going to start here. Probably not the wisest thing to just ignore all of the advice given by advisors, but meh. Who cares about advisors? Ooh, okay, we have gotten our first city-state quest, and they have declared that the next person to produce the most culture will get extra influence with them. Because they're a cultured city, they want people to be cultured. Who's winning on that right now? I have the lead with 2. Okay, well apparently I'm winning on that so far. But if I want extra culture, then that might be good. So maybe if I build a monument at some point. I think that second one was from that social policy. I don't know how everyone else is failing on culture, but I don't know. If we all keep it the same, I think I still get it if I'm top equal. Just found a Zulu scout down there, nothing major. Okay, we'll go down this way. Yeah, he's saying guard your settler. Like, a warrior could take them, but then they'd be declaring war on me, and that's a massive risk at this early time in the game for both of us. Unless they really, like, have their hostility turned up to 11, then I guess with barbarians on that is a case because the advisors don't realise that barbarians aren't on. I'm gonna see if some other people are willing to make friends with me again, because it's been a few turns. You haven't respawned it, so I'm assuming it's not. You generally have to wait a little while, but with writing, I can build embassies in other places. They will, I think, pay me for the embassy, but then if they want to establish an embassy back later, usually it's just an embassy for an embassy, but if they want an embassy in my place later, I'll have to pay them anyway, so I guess it's a gesture of good faith if I let them have an embassy and pay them a bit. Why have you just decided to move up there, and why have you... Oh, Jesus. I was just randomly right-clicking, but that means... What's it... Where is he? He's just decided to move back up there because he thought I was moving up there. And this settler's just moved in the wrong place entirely, so... Oh well, that'll be a few extra turns for that. I should probably be moving on to Asia with this scout. The scouts can just wander for decades and, well, even millennia, as it already probably has. You can just keep moving. Although you do need to come back to your cities if you want to allow them to embark, which is useful for a lot of trips. Sophia wants Kiev bullied. Well, I don't, so fuck off. If people start bullying Kiev, I will defend them. Can I give them a gift? Gift a unit to them. That's just a tiny amount of influence. You can just give them money for influence, but... I think I might be the richest on the map, so... Demographics here. Second richest. Fucking Hiawatha. Move my unit south. Met Singapore, apparently. See, I was thinking here. Oh, but you got 2 wine there that I didn't see. Is 2 wine really worth it? Ooh, and you'll expand soon enough into productive places unless you just expand straight into the incense. I do need a calendar to use that though. I'll put my city here. Just move up through Asia Minor. Although that will immediately probably kick them out. Oh, Genghis Khan wants to be friends. Okay. Well, that probably means that I can make friends with a few other people then. I don't know. Sometimes it seems to be random who your friends will be. Rome wants silk. Well, how the fuck am I going to get that exactly? Does anyone have silk? No. It's over here. How am I going to... I could put a city over there, but it'd be miles away from anything, so it'd be worthless. So fuck you. Oh, and I'll see if anyone else wants to be friends yet. Well, you don't. Isabella, I don't think I made any effort. No. Premature with a lot of the new people that I met this episode, so I won't make any effort with them, but I'd still want to be friends with Sejong, but apparently that's not possible either. Genghis Khan and Hiawatha like me anyway, so meh. I'll put my city here. What shall we call this city though? It wants to call it Antium, but it's the wine place, so I need to think of something funny with alcohol. I'm gonna call it Grapeville. There we go. So we have Roman Grapeville. What the hell just happened to my scout? Scout, oh jeez, I keep right clicking by accident, so my scout just decided to go, oh yes, I'll move over there. Twat. What was I doing? Oh, Grapeville. I could probably do with, I don't know. Once that work is finished, I'm gonna need to get some production over here. But for the meantime, I'm gonna build a granary here. That tends to be a good starting point for cities. And they've just finished that mine, good. I don't remember turning ancient ruins off, but we haven't found any yet. Any ancient ruins can contain like units. They can contain money, they can contain map information, they could contain extra boost towards science, perhaps a eureka moment in some sciences. Okay, so this worker is running farms there. Yeah, I'll need a calendar to do anything with the vineyards yet, so let's put farms there. Okay, the scout shall move up this way. But we'll have to watch out for Spain's borders. That might mean that I have the most land. Well, at least the most GMP now, apparently. Do I have the most land? Population, I'm second in. Spain is best. Where's the most land? I'm apparently third in. Okay, well, I think they've just gotten a second city and expanded a bit further with it. Perhaps they went with the settler earlier. Perhaps bought some land. I don't know. How's Antwerp liking me? You had a quest of culture. So far the leader has 30 and you have 13. Well, I can't really do anything about that. I don't know who the leader is, but I'm guessing it has to be someone that they've met. I guess it doesn't really matter where the farm is. You may want to make another worker at some point. They want you to help keep their rivals in check. If you demand any type of tribute from Quebec City, they will reward you. I feel like they're under protection from some people. They resist me because I'm not powerful enough to overcome them, so they don't really care about me asking for a tribute. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't. You've heard of a distant empire named Korea. If you're able to find territory belonging to Korea, you will be rewarded. In 2 turns, I will get writing, and if you establish an embassy with someone, they'll immediately show their capital to you. You want to expand there. It's pretty cheap to just get that, so why not? And while we're at it, you can get some extra production from the hills too. Oh, that's quite a bit though. Oh well, apparently steeps up quickly. Let's go a bit further south. Shall we venture into Europe or Asia? We'll go to Europe first, see if there's anything worthwhile there. A lot more lush up here immediately, realising that. Shaka wants me to declare war on Elizabeth. Now I'm guessing this is just because he's generally a dick. So, she's given me no reason to conquer her, so fuck off. Got writing now, so we're now allowed to build libraries, but immediately noticing, let's go find Korea because one of the city-states wants us to find them. Accept embassy, what do you want for this? Oh, I have to pay them first, but they'll pay me later. Oh, that should be fine. I immediately find their capital. Oh, it's quite a way away. Who wanted me to find Korea? I have found the lands of Korea. I'm guessing they'll confirm that next time in their next move. But this does mean we have a new research to discover. Now, I would probably go for the calendar since food isn't a massive issue. Money's not a real issue either. Happiness will become a problem sooner or later, especially with population. We want wine, and we've got incense too to get, so get the calendar and we can build a lot of stuff there. As well as Stonehenge, which might be useful for faith if we want to build that. But stoneworks are generally useful anyway. Oh, it's only really useful if you have stone or marble, but at some point Rome will have them, especially if we start buying tiles up. Alright, so let's go for the calendar. We'll just keep heading south until we can't anymore. Oh, there's some cattle down there. Didn't realise Korea was so far. And who is that? It's the Netherlands. Let's not just go about accepting embassies with everyone. We'll only do it with people that we actually need to accept embassies with. Who was it that wanted me to find Korea? I have found the land of Korea. What do you want from me? Do you want me to go there myself? Public declaration from England. This is probably a defense thing. Protecting Kiev. Yeah, I wasn't going to attack them anyway. Oh, and they've also founded York there. Apparently we built up influence with someone. Oh yeah, we discovered that for Quebec City. So we are now friends with them. What did they give us? They give us 2 food per turn in our capital. Although this will go down over time. And we have faith. Okay. Yeah, I have faith. We'll make a production here. You want me to get the granary. I want a great library. I want to get there first. But I want the extra production. No one's working that tile. Why not? Can someone please work that tile? That doesn't hurt us too much. So now that we'll get that in 31 turns anyway. So 1 free technology. Free library in the city which is built. Which means this is the... building the library is useless anyway. We get that anyway, and we get loads of science, loads of writing, and all that shit. Great library is generally a good thing, and we want it. And we can't pass the Dutch. Well, fuck you two then. I'll just move back and forth until... Can you piss off? Because there's no way to come through here other than that unless you go around like that. William has become a nuisance. Again, I couldn't give a shit about your petty squabbles. So we've established that Spain might be a bit of a dick. And Zulus are probably a dick. Again, just scouting around the place. I might want to move my warrior back up there because there are a few rumblings of war. that I might want to keep an eye on. The Dutch have moved out the way, meaning I can get past into Europe. Singapore seeks investors. What does that mean? Gold gifts to them. I have a lot of money. 50% more influence with them. Oh, it's a lot of money, but sure, why not? I'm not using the money for anything particularly useful yet. Occasionally it's useful for like peace deals later with one-off payments. Oh, Vilnius. Oh, I'm slightly trespassing. Well, I can't really do anything about that, mate. I'm sort of in their territory, but I can't move out of it because I'm out of moves. Shit. Well, you're undertaking a large project. I can't pay you. I'm sorry for trespassing, but they get a bit annoyed at you if you trespass, but I can't really do anything about that right now, so I accidentally just trespassed into their territory. How's Grapeville doing? Just still building that farm, I think. Oh yeah, they kind of don't like me. Just move around here. Hello, you're angry at me, right? Okay, well, it'll be a few turns until they're not angry at me, but I'm sorry. I should probably pledge to protect a few people. I'll pledge to protect Quebec. They are my friends. We'll go for Antwerp since they're quite close to me too. They want me to get... I mean, I'll protect you, but I'm not gonna extort Quebec City. Kiev's quite good. We'll protect them, and we'll pledge to protect Singapore since we've gifted them already. They want the most faith. I mean, I've got 1 faith a turn, so... How much do you need for a Pantheon? 36 for the next Pantheon. No religions have been founded yet, and there's been a fair amount of time since the last Pantheon was founded, so I'm guessing they're building up to religions next, and no one else is really bothering. They tend to go for that quite early if they're going for it at all. Oh, you haven't got a Pantheon apparently. Oh. Well, I expected Spain to be one of the first ones to get it, but oh well. I have been informed that my armies have taken tribute from Kiev, a city-state under your protection. I assure you this was quite unintentional, and I hope that this is not served to drive us apart. Fuck you, you're just generally a dick. You will pay for this. I remain confident that my decision was best for my people and my nation. It doesn't hurt our relationship too much, but I'm not being friends with him, and I'm going to start trying to get people to... If he actually does anything particularly bad, then I'm trespassing a bit. You just expanded there. You can't just go, oh yeah, well this is our new border. Deal with it. I'm not deliberately trespassing. If you keep expanding your borders to where I am, then I can't help that. I've explored as much of Africa as I really need to, unless there's any cities crowded in there. Oh, there's been another Pantheon found in there. Losing grasp on Quebec City. Oh, they're no longer friends with me because city-states are an annoying thing to keep up. So far the leader is 12 and you have 9, so I don't really care. But another thing here, so we can get Republic, which is +1 production every city and 5 production cities when constructing building. Tile improvement construction rate increased, that's generally useful, by 25%, and worker appears near the capital. Yeah, sure, I'll go for that. It's a little extra money, but nothing I can't really afford. Will Korea now be friends with me? Come on. Fuck. Sorry, but no. Yeah. Maybe he's just one of the sort of side set of people for now. Right, diplomacy wise, is anyone friends with the Zulus? Because I'm thinking of denouncing them. I'll denounce them if they do anything particularly bad, like actually make military moves. They've demanded tribute from Kiev. I'm technically supposed to protect them, so friends with me and friends with me. We seem to be the only people that are friends right now. Maybe if I could get those two to be friends, but I don't know how to. You're not friends with anyone, so I don't think it would piss anyone off massively if I denounced you. Apart from you. Actually, if you're willing to be friends, then maybe it could be, like, I could backstab them. Maybe you need to trust and friendship of his or her enemies. Sure, I have a feeling I was wasting my time that you little did I know it would come to this, however. He doesn't seem too pissed, but I don't think he's going to go to war with me. And if he does, I think my production might be generally better. Anyway, I've got a new worker. I could increase production here, I could increase food here. Well, do I want to go over here and kickstart Grapeville properly? That'll take 3 turns anyway, so you can just sort of plan ahead their moves anyway. Oh, you're denouncing me too. Okay, you'll pay for this in time. It doesn't really mean much what you say there. Meh. I'm not pissing anyone off, I'm not going to war with them yet. And if they declare war on me, that'll be a good way to gather people on side. Get a few more farms here, just for sakes of growing Grapeville. And once we get the calendar going, we can get a bunch of happiness from the wine and incense. Just keep heading north, I guess. There might be someone in Scandinavia. I don't know where Japan is. Because if Shaka was having a go at England, I don't know if he was openly doing this or was just going, I want their territory, so join with me and we'll kill them. He might have openly been aggressive to them, I don't know yet. What a sad... You're just insulting me now, but okay. no longer friends with Quebec, but I could get a little bit more influence if I paid them, but I don't have enough money to pay them anything meaningful, I don't think. Okay, shall we go up to Scandinavia, see what's hiding up there? Or Fennoscandia, I guess. Kiev seeks a great prophet. Well, I don't have one, because I don't have a religion. Now, I could, if I just paid a little, get that little tile of desert. It should be fairly cheap if it's just desert. Apparently it's 165 just to buy a piece of desert. Alright, that worker got there. Just go this way. Oh, the Mongolia's that way. I'm gonna have to come out the other way anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Mongolia's settled a second city, and perhaps Shaka has settled a separate city. Yeah, because Aveva owns something up here. So people are generally getting second cities too. My scout up this way. Oh, Seoul's expanded quite a bit. I'm still wanting that friendship with Korea. They shouldn't have too many problems with me. Another pantheon's been founded, and the Zulus are starting to push around people. I'm not gonna let that stand, mate. Get my fucking allies on you, mate. Where's the Iroquois? You were protecting someone, weren't you? Singapore, who's it protected by? I don't know, it doesn't say here. Hiawatha might have something to say if they're starting to attack a few people. Would you be willing to declare war against Shaka? Sorry, but no, perhaps another time. Fine, just keep moving north. Oh, Tundra. We are getting north. Who's that? Oh, it's just Iroquois. Are the Iroquois all the way up here? Actually thinking about it, I never figured out where their capital was. I'm gonna need some money soon enough. So hopefully as Grapeville grows, I'll have more population there. And I'll get the happiness from wine and incense once that's done, the calendar bit. Because for each population you get unhappiness because people just hate everything. Grapeville has grown. Great. Grape. You're on the wine there, but it's not got anything on it yet, so you don't realise there's any wine there yet. Oh shit, I'm trespassing. Whoops. I may be trespassing on Almaty too. Not quite. Close though. You want money. Okay, well, I couldn't really care. I don't have the money to gift to anyone. Oh, that big project thing, it just means that the gifts will be worth more. It's not actually, in terms of influence, it's not actually like whoever pays the most will get a bunch. Okay, I accidentally trespassed in Singapore because I'm a bit of an idiot, but you understand these things, right? Whoops, I accidentally trespassed there. So what? Don't know if there are any civilizations up here. Again, I don't know where the Iroquois are, and I'm not willing to pay to have an embassy there just to find out. We met them quite early on, and I can't genuinely remember where they are. They must be fairly close by if we met them fairly early on. Grapeville demands ivory. Is there any nearby? Unless I can start trading with people, which I don't have any resources for yet. I will soon with wine and incense. Oh, well apparently there's a sea up there. Is that? No, that's a coast owned by Almaty. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have to go the Asia way if I want to keep exploring. Because I'm not wanting to just piss off every city-state I meet, although I do sometimes accidentally. Okay, either of my workers free. Okay, I get a new research. Generally, probably, unless I want to get into the classical era early, probably a good idea to go for animal husbandry for the trade routes and the pastures and horses in general. So yeah, we'll go with that. We do have a worker here, so we can begin our first plantation in Grapeville. Our warrior shall just move up past Mongolia, and our scout shall head towards Asia. Growth is slow, but steady. We're building the Great Library, that will probably finish next episode, and it is worth it for the science, because you can just get massively ahead on science quite early, and that in itself fuels more science. If you can go for the science stuff, like science for science, if that makes any sense. Like going for writing, get you extra stuff for science. So I'll probably be going for a science victory from how I usually play this. Although I've not done much with culture, so I might not go for a culture victory. Diplomatic victory I could potentially do, but with the rate I'm pissing off city-states and the fact that they don't actually kill barbarians that often, because there are none, you can't really do much with them unless you're fucking Greece, wherever they are. Did I put Greece on this map? I forget. Anyway, made some new enemies. Hopefully they won't come back to bite us on the arse, but they were making extortionate demands out of our allied city-states, so, and hopefully the rest of the world will come to see that Shaka's not good, and England might even be friends with us over it. Anyway, I've been Firebolt, and this has been Civilization Part 2. Bye! thanks for watching. We'd really appreciate it if you support us on various things, obviously subscribing on YouTube, Twitch, following us on Twitter or Facebook. We have a Discord server that you can join and talk to us and other people, and a website where you can check out blog posts.
And obviously this isn't free for us to run, so if you'd like to support us financially, we have a Patreon page where you can donate monthly and get subscriber rewards. We also have a Stream Elements tipping page where you can make one-off donations. The links are all in the description.
Farewell.
See you next time.